Good evening, fellow punters. The clock on the wall says 7 minutes past 8 on Friday, the 16th of June, 2023. I'm in the Galmont Hotel just off Ayr Square in Galway. We're here after 5 and checked in, and then John wanted to buy some jewellery, so I had to bring him up to Shop Street. We were better off if we walked, but went round in circles, and where we wanted to go was closed off, and it was a hooer to find any place to park, especially when, and though the Merc isn't that big, but we got a loading bay anyway, stuck her into it for 20 minutes, and he bought the jewellery, and he must have another one lined up, and he's doing the jewellery trick. But the breakfast before 8 this morning in the Crystal Springs in Killarney. We're on the road probably at 20 past. I had the pancakes again, absolutely superb, and fruit with it, cornflakes, orange juice, coffee, toast, and away we went. As an old neighbour of mine used to say years ago, when you'd have a feed like that so early, you could bull cows or you could pull a plough. I don't know which you do, or maybe you do both. He was a good character. He's long gone out of this world though. Headed on to Listowel to see the Ross Castle, because we're heading for Tarbert. We followed Hugo's advice, and we're in Listowel, I think 20 past 9, quarter past 9. It's near the race course and it's near the hotel. So he was happy out when he took a couple of photographs. He's not that fussy about stuff. He doesn't do all the touristy things, but castles he's into, and he's against the. We got a great chats with no radio on the last few days. Great chats altogether. He's accidentally I found out that his birthday is on the winter equinox, which is 21st of December. So he'd be a fire sign, Sagittarius, similar to me, a fire sign, Aries. So we get on fairly well talking away. He'd be against the Biden administration. He'd be against the Trump personality, but he'd be very much Trump policies. I reckon Trump policies was done great for America. So we had lots of chats, football, everything, but he didn't have a bet on the golf yesterday. He would have backed Rory McIlroy. He said he backs Rory a lot of the time. But he found it difficult. He looked at his phone today. Whatever sports book betting crowd he has, it wouldn't allow him to bet outside the States. So we got the ferry over. He was never on a ferry before. Great experience. It was packed. There were several buses on. Must be maybe 100 people watching as we flew over in about 12 minutes. Then we headed for the cliffs of Moher. We went in a roundabout way, but we got there. It was beginning to rain a little, so it's €12 ahead. So I said I'll park the car. So he headed on. He wasn't gone too long. I thought he might be gone an hour or two. I said I might have a snooze and do a bit of horse study. He was back in 20 minutes. We had the midday medication of a pint that he doesn't have. We had it in Listoon Varna, and we had the dinner in Kyo's of Kinvara. Great meal, lamb. I had told him that he'd have to have, that it's traditional to have bacon and cabbage on a Friday. So I seen a traditional pub, and I said to her she said that she had no bacon and cabbage. She said she had it a few days ago, and I said that's no good. So we had it. It was well worth it was cheap enough too. It was only 15 quid. So went to Galway then and checked in. So he wants to have a couple of pints. I was going to go, and I will when I have this uploaded. He's only down the 3 doors down. So we'll have maybe 2. I don't think I'll go playing poker. I had planned to, but we want to get on the road earlier, and I want to bring him out to Barna and a bit of Clifton before we head for Donegal. So we'll be in Donegal tomorrow evening. So things are going smooth enough. Oh, he had a big announcement this morning when he met me. He decided last night that when he goes back that he's going to look for a 5-year work visa, and he's going to come working in Ireland. The crowd he works for now supplies food to hospitals and schools in this country, and he's in the management end of it. So he'd get a transfer, no problem, he said. So he's hoping to be able to get a work visa. So he's on about buying a small farm or something. I said, get a queer one with plenty of dash and you'll be all right. He said, that's a good idea. So anyway, we're tipping along nicely. So I had several emails today. Billy Madden, North Scott, Dermot O'Brien, Niall McNulty looking for Terry Woods' bank details, which I emailed them back. I probably should have done that to everybody to let them send on the money, because I've seen money coming in there today, and YouTube takes 30%. I wasn't aware of that until recently, and it's all right losing 30% to £2 or £5 for something, but I've seen Joseph Burns send £50 today, and that's a lot to lose. It's 15 quid, like. But I'll send on the €50. David Walsh sent on €20. Spaldo Waldo, our barbecue man on the bus, he sent on £10. Lee Burton, £25. Liam Hines, £30, which it'll be €33.50. Brendan McGuinness, Guinness without the U, Ginnis. I wonder what would that taste like. I'm only joking, Brendan. Thanks very much. Guinness without a U. I laughed when I seen it last night. He sent on in PayPal. Chris Hill, £10. Danny sent on £20. So that'll bring it up over 800. And I know that Billy Madden in North Scott has sent on money already directly to the bank. So that'll bring it, I think, to 830. So I'll get to the bank. I'll do it up when I see, because I don't know what that YouTube thing, that doesn't be sent out for a month, but I'll do it up and I'll try and get to the bank on Monday in Donegal. So best of luck Saturday night at that charity event, Terry, and thank you all so much for your kindness. I seen a sign up today in Kyo's. It was up on the wall. Kind people are our kind of people, and I agree with it totally. That we'll have to get one and stick it up on the bus. So as Rod Stewart was saying, if I only knew now what I knew then, or if I knew then what I know now, whatever it is, I'm sending it back with them. When the rain came today, I was awful worried about the horse in Cork in the sprint. I know Syra. I was saying the French one, I had one on soft and good to soft, and had one at 5.5. I'm going to do something in a month. I said I had a couple of things lined up for the channel, but thing is updating it during the day if I feel, because I feel that there should be a change done, because today that reverse forecast stood out, and the reverse forecast stood out in the other race as well, with Ross Carberry. That drifted out to 11-4, returned 2-1. What a gutsy, gallant performance. I thought she was going to be het up, but she put down her head, and she wasn't going to be denied for the bus. Great performance as well in the first race today from another investment. He went out to 11-2, but he was given a patient ride today. Third run back after the layoff as well. I love that angle, and hosed up. York Experience stood on well. So there's a pity. If I had to do it today, I would have picked the French horse, but hindsight is 50-50, as they say, but with the ground having changed, or else put up the forecast. But anyway, we made money. It was time we made £1, because we're a bit unlucky during the week, and we hadn't done a lot of booms. I see Owen had 2 winners. Good man, Owen. He's flying it. Lady Gugu and Lil Gruff. And I seen Christine. I don't know whether she put it up or not. Maybe she did. I hadn't time to check back on other videos that I had. But Chichester, I remember she put it up before, but I missed it, to be fair. But anyway, it's nice to get a few pound, and we could have had the hat trick. But anyway, well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, as they say. Tomorrow, I took it cautious, but that doesn't say that I pick winners either. But There's the Scurry Stakes is tomorrow for 3-year-olds. It's a listed affair. Green State. It went up. It has won what? Several races lately. Well, run its last 3. But it beat Pillow Talk by 2.5 lengths, rated 92. And it's gone up to 108. Now, remember it beat Pillow Talk by 2 lengths. But Perdika gave a far better hammering to Pillow Talk in France recently. And this horse has been rated over 100 since the start of the year. And it was second in that very good listed race to Happy Romance. Remember I said that several winners came out of that since. I think maybe 4 others that was behind that. To second in Longchamp in a Group 3 to White Lavender, decent animal. And it went out in the front in Shanty the 4th of June. And if you look at it, Pillow Talk, the aforementioned Pillow Talk, is back in 7th. So on an angle, and it's in it's in a couple of pounds better at the weights. I thought we'd take on the favourite tomorrow and go with Perdika.
Vicious Harry, who still has the lead. Perdika now sets about this one, and Perdika on the near side comes through and picks it up from second position. Vicious Harry, Demand struggling to get a blow in, and it's Perdika on the near side for Butz and Murtzabayev looking for a double, and it's Perdika beginning to pull away. Vicious Harry, however, fighting back. Perdika, Vicious Harry.
It's consistent beast, and if we look at the ratings, Great State is carrying a penalty. Rated 108 carrying 9 stone 5, and Perdika is carrying 9 stone. So it's £3 well in. It's hard to know, and like Tajala is a Roger Varian's horse, could improve as well any amount. Now I seldom do this, and you might be saying tomorrow evening, maybe you shouldn't have, but Kathab in the maiden, I thought a step up and trip tomorrow to 1 mile 2 would suit this. It was behind that very impressive horse, Most Sheba, and that's entered in the Jersey Stakes, is it? You'll remember this one. It was very impressive, but he wasn't that busy on
the left, shaken up, and Mostapshire has kicked away on down towards the last furlong. Opened up here. He's gone 3, 4, 5 lengths clear. Mostapshire powering away. They're bunching in behind, but they're all chasing in vain because the bird has flown here. How impressive is this? Mostapshire has given them weight and given them a thrashing, and it's very close for.
It had finished. Where are we here? It had finished first or second to Passenger, first time out. So it has been placed behind 2 good horses. It's only 3 lengths behind Passenger in that maiden in April. Step Up and Trip by Kingman. I thought that had a favourite's chance tomorrow. There's 2 others. The 340 at York. There's 2 horses there. This is a price angle I'm coming at. But the horse we backed before. See, the Washington Heights is 6-1. Quinault is 6-1 with some of them, and it's 15-2. But if we go back to when I tipped Imminency, and Imminency at 6 furlongs, it was only a head behind Washington Heights and Quinault, and it was his first run on turf this year. Where are we here? No. This is it here. Quinault and Washington Heights and Imminency's with the
now
purple
is in
cap.
third. Funny story in Nebworth staying on towards the near side. It's Marco Gianni and Quinault who still have the lead. They've got another 100 yards to go, and Quinault is finding, and it's 4 straight wins for Quinault. Tight.
Of the fact that he's 14-1. Where am I here? He was only a head behind Washington Heights and Quinault, and he's getting a few pounds extra. And Clive Cox won. No, he ran a bad old race. Not great. He didn't the last day in Windsor, but lightly enough raced. And Clive Cox won this last year. And Danny Ryan Moore was on it. Harry 3. No, I'm not saying he's in the same bracket as Harry 3, but Danny Tudd. Danny Tudhope takes the ride tomorrow, and it's 14-1. They're paying 6 places. I thought that might be a bet. And in the 2 o'clock tomorrow, I think we might have one found here. The amateur females jockey. Kiava is being ridden by Jodie Townend. She's gone over for the ride, but it's a 6-year-old. One is the last 2. One over hurdles and one is, but it's gone up £6, is it, or 7? £6, I think. £5. But there's a horse there, I thought, the top weight, Saratoga Gold. I don't know, we'll bet this each way tomorrow at Charlie Hills. There's a girl in riding that horse, Kayleigh Stevens, and the only winner she has had is riding this horse. She's 2 for 2 lifetime, but in the last 12 months, the only horse she has rode to victory is Saratoga Gold, and to the Newmarket. But it ran well enough the last day, and it has its trip, 1.5 miles as its trip. The last year it ran at 1.6 miles, and we were on the winner, Adjuvant. Where are we here? The horse I'm suggesting here now is with the yellow cap, and Adjuvant is 2 from the right. But this was 1.6 miles. It didn't stay, and it had brought it on.
So he's more towards the near side, one from the right, with 2.5 left to go. They've spread across the track. In the centre, Saratoga Gold, with Pons Alias still there, and then comes Prince Alex. Pons Alias still in front here to Saratoga Gold. Now Adjuvant is asked to close on the outside as they head inside the final furlong and a half, and they meet the rising ground. Adjuvant is coming there strongly now on the outside to pick it up to Pons Alias in second place, but Adjuvant with a well-timed challenge here is going on for Harry Burns, and Adjuvant driven out from Pons Alias, who's trying to fight back, but Adjuvant wins for Michael Bell and Harry Burns. Pons Alias second, third.
Pons Alias, that has won since as well. Decent horse, and there was decent horses in that field. Where the hell am I here? I need a pint badly. I had no pint last night. Or the night before. But if you look at it, it won 3 times last year, and good ground, 1.5 miles, Newbury, Epsom. Then it was 4th to Tritonic, good to soft. But behind Adjuvant the last day in that class 3, and it was Trip Fitter. Charlie Hills, not doing too bad. It's a big strong horse that there, you've seen it, and it should be well able to carry the weight. She's taken 5 off it as well. So I hope Kayleigh can. They're paying 4 places like in that. That horse has to have a right chance tomorrow if it's on song. The only slight little niggle is that it's the second run back after the late, but there's a month off. Good price there. What price is it now? 15-2, 8-1, 9-1. So that's it now. I'll be in Donegal tomorrow night. In Donegal town, we are staying. I don't know what hotel it's in. I forget. So Saturday night. It's a long time ago. Somewhere I was on a Saturday night in the last time. A good friend of mine left to call in to see him. Breslands in Dams. I used to drink pints with him in the Roaring Twenties in New York. 1987, 88, that vintage. So I didn't meet him in about 10 years. But I think he's off to drink now. I'll make up for him though. Bash the bookies over and out.